month in particular, the matches have been nothing short of sensational.
And it works out the best too, Andrew, that both these sides have made it through to the final. Some outstanding talent in both sides. I'm looking forward to a great game today. Well,
let's have a look at how these two schools have qualified for the final of the Aussie Home Loans Cup. First of all, Erindale College, some tight games among those results. A 20 points to 10 win in the semi-final over Palm Beach Currumbin. And let's have a look also at Parramatta Marist. You will notice a draw with St Gregory's College of Campbelltown. They won that match on countback, 5 tries to 4. In the semi-finals, a close one against John Paul II of Marayong, who were the defending champions. Well, it's quite significant that Peter Sterling joins us in commentary today because it was 1978. The competition was known as the Amco Shield, and Sterlo took out the Player of the Year. Now, to honour this great champion of the game, we now have the Peter Sterling Medal for the Player of the Year in the Aussie Home Loans Cup. And drawing from your own experience, Sterlo, how big a moment is it for these young blokes?
Oh, it's very big. I know it's a cliche to say that it's the biggest game of their young lives to date, but that's exactly the case. And I think the big thing that they've got to handle this afternoon is the fact that there's plenty of pressure out there because of the expectations. They've done well to get this far. There'll be at the major clubs. It's a real chance for them to show their wares. And, you know, it's just a great stepping stone into grade football, and plenty of those young players have made the step through to grade and been very successful. Well,
we just saw some of the vision from the 78 final. That was against Padua College. And now we'll have a look at the two schools as they arrive here at the Sydney Football Stadium. You can imagine they're fairly nervous about it all. Erindale College, now we've already mentioned they did play in the final last year, beaten 12-6 by John Paul II. And some good players have come out of that side, the likes of Royston Lightning and also Todd Payton.
They're probably the outstanding examples, Andrew. Especially Royston Lightning has established himself as a regular first grader for the Canberra Raiders. And I'm sure that these young players, they look towards Royston Lightning and young Payton as role models because they can see that, you know, what can be achieved. They come here today in a pretty relaxed atmosphere. It's a great day for rugby league, a gentle breeze blowing and good conditions. So everything augurs well for a tremendous game of football, and here are the Parramatta Marist guys arriving. Great school morale, good school spirit between these two sides, and that'll go a long way towards success this afternoon.
From a Parramatta point of view, there's half a dozen of this squad that played in the Harold Matthews final for the Eels this year, the successful side.
Gary Freeman in charge of that side, and I'm sure that he's been able to pass on plenty of skill and experience to them to what to expect in these kind of games, and they did very well in that competition. So, you know, these players come here today, they're not novices at big-time football. They've played in front of some good crowds, and they'll revel in the atmosphere this afternoon.
All right then, Sterlo, it's good to have you on board. What about as we try and narrow down a winner? Steve Roach, who are going to be the key players in the final?
Well, as I said, it's very hard to pick. Some outstanding prospects from both sides. For Erindale, Matt Adams, the 5'8", what an outstanding player he is. He was the man of the match in the semi-final, and he's just got tremendous skills and tremendous vision. You see him there setting up a try there for the Erindale College, and I mean, he will be very important to their win today. He's got the experience of playing last year, and this guy too for Parramatta Marist, Chad Robinson, he's got unbelievable ball skills there. He hardly ever goes to ground, and they score a lot of tries off his second phase play. A very powerful player and a tremendous work rate for such a big man, and really does enjoy himself.
He's quite a talent, Chad Robinson, the big number 10 for Parramatta Marist. Now, he also features in the points for the Peter Sterling Player of the Year award. We'll look at the contenders. Greg Keary, the captain of Parramatta Marist, level with Wade Lestrange from John Paul II. Tony Robinson, 7 points. Chad Robinson, 6. Richard Villasanti, a tremendous talent, 5 points. And David Mulhall, 4. That will be decided come completion of the Aussie Home Loans Cup final. Well, here it is. What about a tip, Steve?
Well, I think Erindale will be too strong. I think the experience of last year, they won't want to come here and lose this one. Erindale to win.
Well, if there was a fence big enough, I would sit on it right now because I really do think this is going to be an even money bet. But forced to make a tip, I do think Parramatta Marist can win. And in just a moment, we will have a look at how the teams will line up for the final. Back in a moment with the Aussie Home Loans Cup decider, Erindale College against Parramatta Marist. Erindale College and Parramatta Marist High. There is a smattering of players in this Erindale College lineup that were here last year that suffered the disappointment of a 6-point loss. It went down to the final seconds with Erindale on the attack. And Erindale, they have brought their supporters with them, led out by their captain, David Mulhall. These are the Raiders juniors. Peter Sterling has mentioned some of those players that have progressed in grade football this year. And this is their lineup for today. David Mulhall, the fullback, the three-quarter line, Damon Jeffrey, Aaron Mullins, Clinton Scott Knight and Brent Kite. They're very good halves, Matt Adams and Lincoln Withers. And their forward pack, Daryl O'Connor, Richard Villasanti, Terry Martin. The front row of Ben Pipers, Todd Clark and Adam Taylor. The coach of the Erindale College side is Peter Solis. And now Parramatta Marist. It is impossible to post a favourite for this match. They have also their army of supporters. In school uniform as well, Parramatta Marist champions from 88 and also 95. Their side, Luke Shembry is fullback. The wingers, Daniel Irvine and Brett Stafford. The centres, Andrew DeSellis and Jason Power. The halves, Tony Robinson and Matthew Haig. And their forward pack, Sean Gonsalves, Brett Sargent and Anthony Risk. Chad Robinson, Greg Keary, their captain. And Jason Kalis makes up the front row. The coach of the side is David Dwyer. He was also at the helm when they won the title in 1995. Chad Robinson on screen, one of the key players in this game. Quite incredible, his performance in the semi-final. Their win over John Paul II, he was player of the match. And his offloads, well, they reached double figures. And it was that second phase play that really did turn the match Parramatta Marist way. And Lincoln Withers, the halfback, another one, backing up from last year's final. It's an excellent pairing of halves for Erindale College. Adams and Withers. Sean Hampstead in charge of this one. For the first half, it will be Parramatta Marist running from right to left in the white, green and gold. And Erindale College, can they come back from the disappointment of last year? Terry Martin with the first touch of the ball and gets it over the 20-metre line. And already an injury for Parramatta Marist. And Hampstead finds the first penalty of the match. A little worried because the player who came out of the tackle was Greg Keary, the Parramatta Marist captain. And the news is he's taken a fractured rib into this match. And he's found himself in trouble with the very first tackle.
We saw the weight of the man being tackled falling on Keary. Being brought back into the defensive line now, and that would be a major blow. In fact, he's now pushed out quite wide, trying to stay away from some defence early in this match.
Withers and Adams spread wide there for Adam Taylor. Keary level at the moment in the race for the Peter Sterling medal. Villasanti, 105 kilos, this back rower. The Erindale College side, yet another player who was a member of last year's squad. Now Lincoln Withers, they're 40 metres out from the Parramatta Marist line. Ben Pipers gets a touch of the ball. They have a bit of depth as well, Erindale College, which is a great advantage. Withers spreading wide, Adams trying to slice through. Haig was up there along with Sean Gonsalves. Erindale 30 metres out from the Marist line. Back to centre field with Terry Martin. Nothing too flash. Now the last tackle. 25 metres out. Withers has spread himself too wide. Matt Adams is with it. Away from the Robinson tackle. A kick and chase for Matt Adams. Back is Daniel Irvine. He cleans up for Parramatta Marist. So they survived the first set of 6, and there was some pressure from Erindale College.
Yeah, there certainly was. That was a great set of 6 there from Erindale. What they do, they don't leave you guessing. They move the football around as good as any side that we see. And Parramatta Marist now trying to come out of their own end, but it's been a good start from Erindale.
The player tackled there was Brent Sargent. Pipers was the man over the top, just a little long in the tackle. So a relieving one for Parramatta Marist.
He's let the players know early what he's going to crack down on. That's the second time players have been penalised for holding down in the tackle. And there's a good hit over the top from Terry Martin.
It was on Gonsalves. Keary is back in the role of dummy half, and a chance there for Irvine to get it to halfway. Offloading back for Keary. Beautiful work from Kalis, who was tackled, had offloaded and was on the deck, getting back to his feet to receive the pass. And Marist with Keary. Away for Robinson. There he is turning in the tackle. Pipers locks up the ball. They will have watched the videos of their opponents. They know who the danger players are. Keary goes for a scamper, gets it to the 30. Parramatta Marist getting a roll on now. Risk is the man at dummy half. He's a tearaway second rower. Away then for Haig. Wider with Robinson. That's Tony Robinson. No relation to the front rower. Equally as talented though. Risk is back on the inside. 20 metres out from the line. Taylor had to finish off the tackle. Last it is. Pressure on Erindale this time. Haig, the halfback. Like Adams, opts for the short kick. A second challenge. Mulhall is back and cleans up for Erindale. So the short kicking game on show from both teams.
Very good football from both sides there. Parramatta Marist, support play was tremendous. Up the middle of the ruck there, the short kick found a little bit of space. Mulhall very, very cool under pressure and decided to take no chances to run it over the dead ball line.
Mulhall, the fullback, is a short dropout. I don't think that was the intentions, but Mulhall was a member of our Player of the Year from last season. Sargent is with it. 10 metres out. Effective fend from Sargent. He pushed away from O'Connor. O'Connor got a second chance to make the tackle. Now 5 metres out. Haig is with it. He's got runners. The lock forward, Gonsalves.
Great shot.
punishing defence. Right in front of their own post from Erindale College. Now HAIG. Can they find the numbers? There's Risk. Straight for the try line. We've seen that plenty of times this year. Very hard to stop. And Risk has opened the scoring for Parramatta Marist.
They've applied a lot of pressure early in this game, Marist, and they've come up trumps after only 4 minutes. They come to the left-hand side. If we freeze it there, you can see that this man who'd actually just come up with the big tackle is a little bit slow in coming across. That opens up the gap on the inside, just enough for the try scorer to sneak through. 2 ineffective tackles. Very strong effort there from Risk to get across, but this has been building for a little while, putting together a couple of sets of 6 at this end of the field.
Yeah, tremendous play there from HAIG. He goes right to the line to offload the football. The inside run, he's been so hard to handle all season in the Aussie Home Loans Cup. Risk, very powerful runner. He never gives up, and he just barges his way over for the first try.
And a player in only his 3rd year of rugby league, Anthony Risk. I think he's had a haircut for this match as well. He was a player in the mould of Jeff Robinson. David Dwyer, the coach for Parramatta Marist. As we've mentioned, he was at the helm in '95 when they won. He's been the coach since 1990. And we've seen some talent come through. There's a host of players that have come through Parramatta Marist that are now playing the lower grades for the Parramatta Eels. And Matthew HAIG has this kick. 17-year-old. First kick of the day, 12 metres out to the side of the uprights. Hasn't struck it all that well off the upright and over. Successful. A little wobbly the kick. Marist lead by 6 points to 0. Welcome back to the Sydney Football Stadium. That the first tackle after the restart of play and an error from Parramatta Marist. So they had made the perfect start, but now the door opens for Erindale College. The error from Brett Stafford. Yeah, a little bit of indecision there from Stafford. It was a second play of the foot there. And look how disappointed he is. Stafford coming in off the wing to try and make the yardage. Coming out of trouble. This is a perfect opportunity now. Just to the left of the upright for Erindale to attack from the scrum. No surprise if Adams has a shot himself. Here he is now with the ball. He brings the second row of Villasanti standing out of the scrum. An ominous sight. Over 100 kilos shifting to the centres. They come back to the left. Some smart work for Scott Knight. 10 metres out, the inside ball for Martin. And then on for Brent Kite. And some last line of defence from Parramatta Marist. No dummy half. It's play on for Parramatta.
Well, great work there from Erindale until the last play where they didn't get a dummy half in. A couple of offloads wide out here were just absolutely outstanding. That's Scott Knight. This ball is a beauty. Martin, the cover defence was there. They've actually got Parramatta Marist. They're playing Greg Keary at outside centre in defence, trying to keep him away. And when they get the football, he comes back into the dummy half role. So a pretty astute move from the coach there, knowing that his captain is coming with an injury problem.
The kick came from Tony Robinson off the side of the boot, well out on the full. So Parramatta Marist, since the try has been scored, have come up with 2 fundamental errors.
There was no real pressure on Robinson there. Just the ball coming off the side of the boot. The chase wasn't that good from Erindale, and there's the ball going out on the full. This is the second time they've given Erindale an opportunity. You can't keep giving it to them. They're a champion team at offloading the football.
For those watching, it's worth noting the centre pairing for Erindale College. We pointed to them before the semi-final. Aaron Mullins is the younger brother of Brett Mullins. And Clinton Scott Knight, the son of a very good Tigers player, Percy Knight. We've seen some of Scott Knight right now with Aaron Mullins. An overhead ball, a loose one there for Damon Jeffrey. Does well to come back in field. 22 metres out from the Parramatta Marist line. Parramatta up by 6 points to 0. With it is Mulhall. Then on for the lock forward, Daryl O'Connor. Then we get to centre field. A wrestling match with Anthony Risk, the try scorer. He makes the tackle. Now Clark, well spread to the left. Withers pops back off the right foot. A stepping Adams is held up. Parramatta Marist defence inside their 20 has been very strong. Now the last tackle. Mulhall had to lunge forward to take the pass. Now back with Withers. Still the last tackle. The short kick. It wasn't played at by Robinson. And he's ruled a penalty for offside. So more pressure on this Parramatta Marist side.
Interesting to see here whether Erindale will opt to kick for goal or keep the pressure on. According to the posts, Matt Adams. I thought they might have opted to kick for touch. Had all the football in the last couple of minutes. In fact, since the try was scored, this is basically an accidental offside. Didn't want to play at it, but the ball was there and obliged to do so.
We've got to give a rap to Parramatta Marist too for their scrambling defence. They spread the ball so well, Erindale. They've had the number up out wide on a number of occasions and have done that really well early in this match. And I'm like Pete, I'm really surprised that Erindale will take the shot at gold here, but that'll relieve some pressure for Parramatta Marist.
I guess having said that, Steve, it's so important to get points on the board in these kind of games. A great start for Parramatta Marist, getting the first converted try after only 4 minutes. And if they can put this over and get on the board, it'll calm the nerves, get the confidence going.
I think they've learned from last year in such a tight game. They want to post whatever points they can. This man Adams was their lone try scorer in last year's final. That loss to John Paul II of Marayong. His kick is 10 metres in from touch and 19 metres out. Adams, a right footer, on its way. It looks like it'll just swing wide and not dead either. Irvine is with it for Marist and he gets to the field of play.
Well, that's a big thing about those shots at goal. You've got to make sure if you do miss, you've got to kick them dead in goal so you get the football back. I'm sure that Adams will be very disappointed with that kick.
Almost lost there by Kalis. They're not getting the roll on they would have liked. And Hampstead has said forward off the man who was standing beside Kalis. So this will be a scrum feed for Erindale College. Watch it again.
It's a surprise, that one. Is he offside if it does go forward?
Well, where did it travel forward?
I can't believe that he's pulled that up. Absolutely no way that there was anything wrong with that. It was touched on the way through, didn't go forward at all. Parramatta Marist now under more pressure, but a pretty dusty call against them.
And even then it appeared perhaps a hint of a forward pass from Adams on the inside. Changes have been made in both teams. Withers is with it. 15 metres out from the Marist line. Australian schoolboy selection this year. Lincoln Withers, the halfback for Erindale College. Chad Robinson makes the tackle. Now with Withers. Still that 10-metre line is proving hard to get beyond as Martin gets them to within 5 of the line now. There was a 3 men involved in that tackle. To the left, Clark. Scott Knight is closer to the action. Fed on there by Adams. The defence is scrambling across field on Brent Kite. Scored 2 tries in the semi-final for Erindale. Now Mulhall, last tackle. The bomb is back to the wing of Irvine. Irvine's got protection there. Erindale fly high and Irvine somehow came down with a football.
He's caught it on the full too, so that'll be a 20-metre tap. And all sorts of pressure there on Parramatta Marist. And again, their scrambling defence outstanding. They go high there. Jeffrey, I thought he stole the football there, but in the end it's Irvine. There's the 20-metre walk now happening.
No doubt Jeffrey got highest. It was Daniel Irvine who ended up with a football.
Well, even if they just take 6 from dummy half or 6-1 out, it's very important that in this bit of possession here for the Parramatta Marist side, they don't make a mistake. Been sloppy with the football the last 3 times they've come out of their own danger area. That's given Erindale plenty of opportunity. Now they need to get a good 5 tackles and a big kick. Some field position.
Robinson spreading wide there. With it is DeCellis. It's inside Erindale's half. Well, we've had 13 minutes of play. They're 30 minutes each way in the Aussie Home Loans Cup final, but for all bar 3 minutes of the first 13, it's been all Erindale.
Villasanti. Great front-on tackle there from Villasanti. He's been getting out a little bit wide and trying to zoom in there. That time he got his man. There's the kick downfield now. Good chase there from Keary.
The tackle was on Robinson. It was his first touch of the football.
Yeah, Matthew Haig should be buying a lottery ticket at the end of this game for him. He did set him up.
Out of trouble they come with Daniel Whitehead. Able to offload. Big impact player Whitehead in the semi-finals coming off the bench, as was Scott Clendenning Fenton. That's the depth that this Erindale College side have. Taylor held up 5 short of halfway. Now the right side, Withers. Again, propping when he receives the football. Took the edge off the run of Adams, who's still able to evade the tackle of Haig. Spinning into the tackle of Jason Kalis. Last tackle for Erindale College with Withers. A low stabbing kick. Irvine on the chase on his own 10-metre line. He's had plenty of work to do. Tries a fend on Mullins. Mullins, can he make the tackle? He gets to the 20, Daniel Irvine. So all his work has been good. Young Daniel Irvine, who played hooker in the Parramatta Harold Matthews side. Peter Solis, the coach of Erindale, development manager for the Canberra Raiders. Now on their 30-metre line, Parramatta Marist with HAIG. He's got no runners this time, HAIG.
Well, they've had to do a lot of defence here, Andrew. You can throw a blanket over them at the moment. They've used up a lot of petrol. Erindale have had plenty of football. Very important for Parramatta Marist to get down the other end. Here's Robinson.
Important thing, Robinson hasn't been able to come up with an offload yet. On that hit up, he made 10 metres. HAIG with his kick. Mulhall safe at the back from his 10-metre line. HAIG chasing through first. Mulhall gets past him to the 20-metre line. Trailing by 6 points to 0, Erindale College. Damon Jeffrey has come in from the right wing. And now to the left. The Erindale side, as was the case last year, some very big forwards in their pack. Most at the moment coming up with the tackles. That one from Kalis on Martin. This was Martin's second-row partner, Villasanti. 5 inside Marist half. Last tackle for Erindale. Adams again trying to place that kick. Get them hemmed in the corner. Across is Shembry for Parramatta Marist. I can't recall Shembry getting a touch of the football in this match. It was taken by Jeffrey in the tackle. Irvine stepping through one.
Erindale continue to kick deep into the corner here, but really they should be looking to go another 10 metres long and try and get into the in-goal area, make it harder for Marist to get out of their own danger zone, and also maybe come up with a line dropout from a good chase. Marist now take it at 35 out. Just settled their play down a little bit, and that was what was needed.
Jason Kalis standing a little wider this time, the front rower. Curie in a dummy half. Last tackle, Robinson's kick. There is a bit of space there. Mulhall is left posted and takes it on the full. And he's got a bit of room to move of his own now. David Mulhall, the captain of Erindale, the kicker of the football, Tony Robinson, a grassing tackle.
Yeah, tremendous chase there from Robinson. He does it so well. And Erindale really trying to throw this football around, but as I said earlier, the scrambling defence of Parramatta Marist too good so far. Just like to see them mix it up a bit, Erindale, and run the football on the last.
Withers inside for Adam Taylor. Accommodated in the tackle of Chad Robinson. The front row is having a tremendous battle. Withers, nice switch of play there for Erindale. There was a passage through the centre for Daniel Whitehead. 35 out from the Parramatta Marist line. Again, Withers starting to put a stamp on this match. Adams across for Mullins. Mullins gets on the outside of his man. Aaron Mullins with the ball and put down. Erindale College with the error. 17 gone in the final. We'll take a break at 6-0. Back at the stadium, the Aussie Home Loans Cup final. Parramatta Marist leading Erindale College by 6 points to 0. The Marist have been under all sorts of pressure as now Stafford gets a freewheeling run for Marist. The early try to Anthony Risk. Parramatta Marist only now starting to open up.
Man, just have a look at Erindale too. They're a bit slow to get back to 10 metres. They're having trouble getting back there. Quick play the balls now from Parramatta Marist. And they're starting to get on top.
Short pass for Kalis. Now 35 metres out with HAIG. He wants the switch of play. Robinson has put it down. A breakdown there. He had Gonsalves at his side. I think between the pair, they didn't know who was going to take the pass.
What a shame there for Parramatta Marist, because the 4 plays leading up to that were just about the best that they put together in this match. Misunderstanding there, the ball thrown between 2 supporting players. They really got some momentum going there. Steve pointed out, quick play the balls. The wingers coming in to help out. Erindale now stacking the left-hand side of the field from this scrum win.
Here it is with Mulhall. He had Adams on his outside. Mulhall, captain of this side. And filling the role of dummy half is Clendenning Fenton. Can cover halfback or hooker. And that's Adrian Viamatahan, the 17 for Erindale College. 40 metres out from the Parramatta Marist line. Sandy trying to bump away from a tackle, and some heavy treatment from the front rowers of Parramatta Marist. Erindale College side desperate for points before half-time. They couldn't bridge the gap last year, and they trailed by 12 points to 6. And now Withers with Matt Adams. Shorter pass on the inside. It was telegraphed, though, for the defence. Whitehead has held up. 30 out from the Parramatta Marist line. Withers gets some players in motion, but this Parramatta Marist defence is equal to the task again. That on the last tackle and a changeover. Well, they're absorbing all the punches thrown. And they come back with some attack of their own now. This Parramatta Marist side. Over the top there was Whitehead in defence. This is HAIG. But by the fact that Keary is injured for Parramatta Marist. Mullins, a good ball and all tackle, taking Jason Power wide. HAIG, runner is Robinson. 2 and 3 men in every tackle on Chad Robinson. There's yet no offloads. Keary scooping it up for Risk, who's back on the field. The lone try scorer in this match. Another good run inside the 20 now. Last tackle for Parramatta Marist. Keary wide there for HAIG. Second choice kicker will be Tony Robinson, although there's a chance to run the football. Robinson's kick for the corner. An awkward one at the back and well handled by Mulhall.
Beautiful play there from Mulhall to read the play, but the bounce wasn't that good for Robinson. The kick through was the right idea. It didn't run. That's what he was hoping for. And another good set of 6. Let's have a look at this kick through. It just didn't sit up and roll like he wanted it to. A beautiful position there from Mulhall, the captain. He cleans up beautifully at the back.
A very strong game, Tony Robinson. He's come up with some important last line defence. Last set of 6 for Erindale. They come up with a bust, and Robinson was the man that was there to bring the opposition player down. Bad bounce there for Daniel Irvine. He goes back and will pick it up 22 out.
Kick from Adams was from inside the 40, and then an upending tackle on young Irvine from Damon Jeffrey. Now with it is Brett Stafford. He's come all the way from the right wing to get involved as his forwards come back on side.
And that's where they're having plenty of luck too, from that dummy half area. Making a lot of yardage out of there at the moment. Not long before we see Keary go himself.
Keary then for Tony Robinson. To step his way through. 45 metres out from the Erindale line. Keary rushed over to dummy half, trying to get some sort of urgency about their play. HAIG is with it. Piper's over the top. Last tackle for Marist. HAIG is to the left side of the ruck. Keary goes it alone with a kick for that corner. Well, this one hold up. Mulhall getting across. Well, it was almost the perfectly placed kick from Keary, but we come back to the 20. We'll take a break. The Aussie Home Loans Cup final, 6-0 to Marist. Now 7.5 minutes remaining in this first half of the Aussie Home Loans Cup final. Mullins away here, the pass for Jeffrey. The defence getting back on side. Mullins on the reception. And the tackle made there by Gallagher.
I think they bombed it there. He went the wrong way. Still a chance.
Withers stepping 10 metres out from the line and ducking. Lincoln Withers, the halfback for Erindale. Still able to offload. Back there with Glendenning Fenton. The defence again scrambles for Parramatta Marist. It comes to the right. Adams is with it. He kicks. It'll be covered up there by Keary, the captain of Parramatta Marist.
Yeah, he read it well too, Keary, didn't he? He made that great tackle just to stop at the play before. A little chip through again. Here's the break now. I thought they were a little bit flat. The inside runner here.
Yeah, the
Should've
inside
just
pass.
Went straight there.
It was try time, wasn't it? I can't believe they didn't score in that set of 6, even from the next play when Lincoln Withers took them on. Somehow Marist got troops back. This was the last tackle. Keary willing it to go over the dead ball line. He wanted it to go over under its own steam, but he was forced to play at it.
Line dropout, only as far as the 30-metre line. Villasanti comes back to the 20. What a key time in the match this is. 6 remaining in the first half. And they crash forward with Rose, now 9 metres out from the Parramatta Marist line. There's been plenty of football inside their 20. Adams, the inside ball for Mulhall. Able to offload. Knocked back, says referee Hampstead. Then some quick hands for Withers. The gap open for just a brief moment. The offload not caught forward. Erindale have scored and it's 6 points to 4. Some smart hands in that from Erindale College. And the conversion from in front will make it 6-all.
And what a time to score. Not far out from half-time. This is just a magnificent ball from Lincoln Withers. Keeping it alive. Mulhall looking for support. Nice pass this one and a good straight run. And the flick, certainly deliberate to the try score. It was absolutely sensational.
Well, I think the defence stopped there when the ball was knocked back there a couple of occasions there. And Withers, as we mentioned him before the game, so dangerous. He's a strong little fella too. He's able to stand in the tackle. And watch this, the little flick out the back door. Great hands there. And Erindale on the scoreboard.
He's done well, Whitehead, since coming into the game off the bench. In fact, the bench players from both sides are very strong. And that shows the good depth of these two schools. Fairly simple conversion here should lock it all up. That had been coming for a little while. Marist repelling everything up to that stage, but a great ball from Withers.
Adams right in front, 10 metres out, all locked up at 6-all. Sustained pressure from Erindale College. The try ended up for Daniel Whitehead.
This takes enormous ability. It's very, very difficult when you're being swung around in a tackle to get a flick pass and to have it to go backwards. Well taken by Whitehead. He had to show good strength to slam the ball down, and that will lift the spirits.
Well, now it'll appeal to your sense of humour, Peter, that it is one of the best nicknames in the game. Daniel Whitehead, his nickname is Blackfoot. I find it very amusing. So the restart of play. Erindale College, almost a drop ball there from Peter Rose. At the last moment, he stooped low to come up with a football. 6-all the score. 3.5 out from half-time as another forceful run from Richard Villasanti. They have used the changes well in this first half, Erindale. Some of their bigger forwards have had 3- and 4-minute breaks and have re-entered the action. Adams across there with Mullins. Some quick hands for Jeffrey. They're causing troubles down this right side. 40 metres out from the Parramatta Marist line. Almost a penalty there for Erindale College. Adams shaping to kick, finding Pipers on the inside ball.
Well, Keary has just come up with 2 great tackles there. Firstly on a winger and then the inside ball. Erindale's the chip. Well placed here, the bounce important.
Well, Withers' kick, it was knocked there by Irvine, and then a penalty for the challenge on Irvine when he was competing for that football.
Yeah, they love kicking down that short side, Erindale, don't they? Tremendous chase. What it does is hem everyone in. It's a great chase here. Irvine can't get back. The bounce of the ball didn't favour him. The ball's gone into touch in the end. And in the end, it was a penalty to Parramatta Marist. Erindale inside the 10.
Causing some problems for Parramatta Marist on the right-hand side of the field, Erindale. A couple of occasions we've seen Aaron Mullins slice through. Good run there from Damon. Jeffrey also found some space for Erindale, and it does appear as though that's where they're having more success.
And Marist across with Robinson. Then for Tony Robinson, the 5/8, and gets inside Erindale's half. Robinson, he was looking for that accelerator. Now 35 metres out from the Erindale line. HAIG is with it. Risk there, that look forward. Risk gets it inside the 30. So the pressure coming up to half-time is now on Erindale College. Keary working the short side for Parramatta Marist. Getting up quickly in defence was Pipers. Keary, then for HAIG. Wider there with Gonsalves. Now 12 metres out from the Erindale College line. Got their playmakers left and right. Robinson looking to squeeze that pass. It comes loose. Keary to the loose ball. Last tackle for Parramatta Marist. Dummy half is Sargent. Then for HAIG. Can't get a kick in, a loose ball. Erindale with a chance from their own goal line. And out of trouble now with their winger. That is Brent Kite.
Well, I thought Parramatta Marist were unlucky there not to get 6 again. I thought there was a hand from an Erindale player. And in the end, it was the halfback HAIG who tried to force the football. Here's the tackle over the top. And that to me is one-on-one.
It was very late, the other Parramatta Marist player coming in to put the 2 hands on. I thought it was play on. And from the reaction of the Parramatta Marist players, they thought so as well.
Tuna. They have really shared the work rate around the Erindale College forwards. And now Villasanti to halfway. Robinson riding him to ground. That was Chad Robinson, the front rower. Only half Glendenning Fenton. Work there with Whitehead, the try scorer. Now there's trouble. Adams is with it. Keary, good defence on Matt Adams, the 5/8 for Erindale. Mulhall was up at dummy half. Peter Rose with it. 35 metres out from the Marist line.
Well, they've got a couple of tackles left. If you could get maybe another 10 metres in, I think the field goal might be a fair option with only 20 seconds to go.
Scott Knight, wider ball there for Martin. He rolled the pass back inside for Kite. Well, this is the last tackle. They are wide out. Withers on the 20-metre line. He's thinking kick for the corner. Chasing through his Kite. Will it sit up? Oh, just late. A photo finish.
I reckon it's a little bit of a worry whether he was onside. Beautifully placed kick there from Withers. They knew what was going on. They do it so well, the senior side to the Canberra Raiders.
Well, the first 30 minutes completed in the Aussie Home Loans Cup final. 6-all the score, a converted try apiece. Parramatta Marist and Erindale College We'll take a break from the stadium and come back with more. Well, we predicted before the match started that this would be a close tussle in the Aussie Home Loans Cup final. It has certainly lived up to expectations. Half-time, 6-all between Parramatta Marist and Erindale College. As we take a look at the stats from the first half, and Steve, the big point is possession. Yeah, Erindale 54%, while for Parramatta Marist 46%. Erindale have looked a lot better when they've had the football, haven't they? It's been great scramble from Parramatta Marist, and the line breaks there, 3 from Erindale. That just goes to show that they are a lot stronger there when they've got the football, and they've had a lot of it in the second part of that first half. And Erindale College starting to cause some problems down that right side. Well, the first try of the match, as we take a look at some of the action from the first half, came via the Parramatta Marist second rower, Anthony Risk. This is the sort of running he's shown us all year in the Aussie Home Loans Cup. Yeah, well, I thought it was tremendous work too by the halfback Withers. He went right to the line, and Risk, a very strong player, he's very hard to tackle, and he just carried a couple over the line and got them off to that good start that they needed. Unfortunately, they couldn't hang on there for the full half. Well, an example of some of the pressure from Erindale College came right in the left corner. Some tremendous offloads from the Erindale College side. That has been one of the features of the half, and a scoring chance possibly when there was no dummy half at the finish. Yeah, well, their big forwards are really starting to take the ascendancy. They went wide there through their halfback, and then they get the offload there through Knight, and that was a magic ball there from Martin, and just straight away from the ensuing play the ball. There's no dummy half there. Risk comes up with the correct line there, and certainly they can go on with it now, Erindale, I think. Well, probably the bomb first. The bomb try from the first half came pretty close to half-time. They did score following this, but young Aaron Mullins, the younger brother of Brett Mullins, found some open space down that right side, and the wrong option taken. Yeah, well, he's made 2 or 3 breaks down that right-hand side. Yeah, certainly the wrong option here. This is where he catches the ball short. And just have a look on the inside. He's got plenty of support there. He opts to go on the right-hand side there, and there's plenty of defenders there for Parramatta Marist, and the play breaks down right there through Mullins. Well, they eventually got their try, and that came to their replacement player. He's a fine talent, Daniel Whitehead, to get Erindale College level on the scoreboard, but they just had to crack Parramatta Marist. Well, they had a lot of football there in that second part of the first half. Again, it was their little halfback, Withers, who goes to the line. He shows a lot of strength here. Very hard, as Peter Sterling said, to offload the football when you're being spun around like that. The little flick pass out of the back door. He's got plenty of work here to do. A beautiful pick up there. And look at the strength shown there, Whitehead. He just stretches out and gets to the leveller. Well, it's been a tremendous battle. I'm not about to change my tip, and I wouldn't expect you to do the same. I mean, you'll stick with Erindale. No, I will. I really think that they're starting to get on top in the forwards at the moment, and Villasanti's having a mighty game. He's all over the shop at the moment, but I expect them to go on with it now, Erindale. Well, it's Erindale College chasing their first title, Parramatta Marist chasing their third. In a moment, we'll come back with the second half, the Aussie Home Loans Cup final, 6-all, Erindale College and Parramatta Marist. Welcome back to the Sydney Football Stadium. Players returning for the second half of this Aussie Home Loans Cup final, the Premier Schoolboy competition. And 6-all the score. Just 1 try apiece. Anthony Riz scoring early for Parramatta Marist. And Daniel Whitehead, the reply close to half-time after some good work from Lincoln Withers for Erindale College. And there have been some big scorelines in recent years in finals, but that wasn't the case last year when Erindale played John Paul II, and it certainly doesn't appear to be going to be the case in this one. And dare we say extra time, even this far out. If we did have a level score at full time, we will play 5 minutes extra time each way, but in that sudden death period, it is first scorer to win the match. That's a long way away though. 30 minutes this second half. And Erindale College, the weight of possession in the first 30, but still only came up with 1 try. Although, as we showed at half-time, they did appear to bomb one when Mullins made that bust. But I think both Peter and Stevie couldn't be anything but impressed with the talent that we have seen across the board in this match today. I haven't seen a lot of the schoolboy football this year, Andrew, and you can understand why the talent scouts from all the clubs would be out here. Many of these players will go into grade football in the next year or two. Some outstanding performances in that first half from half a dozen individuals. As Matt Adams gets the second half underway. And Chad Robinson, the player who carries back for Marist, and straight away Robinson got through the first tackle. The attempt from Terry Martin, almost back to the 30-metre line. So a good start for Marist. Keary bumping his way and then pushed back by Villasanti. fact, that was Irvine who got into dummy half, the little winger, and he had the full weight of 3 of the Erindale forwards on him.
Yeah, and exactly the same start too. Hampstead, the referee, clamping down on second tackles. It was a good tackle there by Villasanti to drive him back. Keary just went on with it a little bit too long. Oh, there's a sin there, haven't found touch.
Well, there's a chance there for Damon Jeffrey. Now 40 metres out from the Marist line. In fact, I'm having a look for Greg Keary in this Parramatta Marist side. Scott Knight is with it now for Erindale, 30 metres out from the line. Across in defence was the lock forward. That was Gonsalves. Early chance for Erindale. Here comes this time for Peter Rose. Their bench players getting plenty of game time. Quickly picked up now, a chance for Todd Clark. 5 metres from the Parramatta Marist line. Rose, a dummy half. We'll have another battering ram forward. That's Terry Martin this time. Take it across field, able to offload a loose ball. Withers is with it. 10 metres out from the line, and Lincoln Withers almost to the try line. Robinson came over the top to finish off the tackle. With it is Adams. Long ball cut out to Mullins. Over to score the try for Erindale College. Aaron Mullins scores on the end of a Matt Adams pass a la Andrew Johns.
Well, Parramatta Marist scored early in the first half. Erindale have done that in the second. Some good lead-up work, especially from Damon Jeffrey to stop the kick of Keary finding touch to give his side possession. Have a look at this. He jumps up and gets the ball back in the field to play before his feet hit the ground. That was tremendous work in the set of 6. They've come up with the try. As we freeze it there, this pass from this man is a pearler. We've got 3 Parramatta Marist defenders, plenty of players coming through for Erindale, and this is the man that he picks out. Mullins out wide as play continues. He runs into the hole, he puts it on the chest. Mulhall put his hands out, acting as though he was going to catch it, but he allowed it to go through. A perfect execution, good numbers out wide, and the ball here, it finds the right man. Adams through the pass.
Again, it was a beautiful run from Withers, the halfback in the middle of the ruck. Attracted plenty of attention. But what a great ball that was on the outside. Gee, did well there. Mulhall not to go for the football. That's a great pass on the outside to Mullins. He deserves a try. He's made plenty of breaks in this game. And he goes over untouched.
And Mullins, 16 years of age, one of those players who'll be back with the Erindale College side next year.
I can't emphasise enough the work from Damon Jeffrey to keep that ball in play on the far side.
Matt Adams missed early with a shot from wide out. This one from 16 metres in from touch. And 16 metres out for a 6-point lead for Erindale College. Able to bang this one over, Matt Adams. That is the advantage. We'll take a break at 12-6 to Erindale College. Here at the Sydney Football Stadium, Parramatta Marist behind for the first time in the match in the Aussie Home Loans Cup. And some offloading shown from Erindale College. Scott Knight getting to the loose ball. Half a chance for Erindale. From outside their 30-metre line. Another superb tackle coming across. That was from Andrew DeCellis. Whitehead, inside pass. Villasanti tramples over the top of 2. This is Richard Villasanti, the second rower. Inside the 30-metre line. Oh, what a cover tackle. What a run from Villasanti. Still on for Erindale College. Whitehead across to Withers. Big numbers for Adams. Over the shoulder of Mullins. Fielded by Jeffrey. Withers a juggle. He gets to the try line. Hampstead has said play on. Erindale has scored a try, have they? He says yes. Lincoln Withers the try scorer. 2 tries in 3 minutes.
Well, they had to score a try, but they made it much more difficult than it needed to be. And I'm just wondering if there's a little bit of a doubt as to the pass going astray just before the try was scored. This is a barnstorming run. Straight through the fullback, and I think it's the halfback, is it HAIG, who comes across and comes up with a try saver. A good quick play of the ball, plenty of numbers out wide. If it had found Mullins this next pass, he would have scored. I'm just wondering whether this is knocked forward. No, it's okay, it's play on.
Well, how good are they at supporting each other in the end? Mulhall's pass, the flick pass is just genius. Their skills are so good. Great run from Villasanti. Here it is, the ball on the ground again. Look at the flick pass there. And it's Withers. Gee, he deserves the try. He's been in everything, the little halfback. Great try to Erindale. They support the ball so well. They know exactly what to do after the break's been made. And look at that for a gem of a pass on the inside.
Well, they are the Canberra Juniors, Sterlo. There was a touch of Raiders about that one.
Pretty impressive, wasn't it? And I don't know what Peter Solis said at half-time, but it's had the desired effect because they've come out on fire. A great run from Villasanti. He just went through 3 or 4 defenders, and we haven't seen that happen against Parramatta Marist in this match. Defensively, they've been very strong. No simple misses from them, but Villasanti, he got them going forward, and the backs did the rest.
Adams the kick from the touchline. The lead now 10 points. On its way from Matt Adams, and Adams unsuccessful this time. 16-6, 24 minutes remaining in the Aussie Home Loans Cup final. Erindale College has taken a giant step towards their first Aussie Home Loans Cup in the space of 7 minutes after half-time. 2 tries. And now it's worth looking back as a good offload there from Adam Taylor. It's worth looking back at Parramatta Marist in their run to reach this final blocker. They produced a stunning comeback to win their match on countback against St Gregory's.
Yeah, and they were down 24 points to 8 in that match, so they've got the ability to come back. And if I remember rightly, that match, it was Tony Robinson, the 5'8", who got them back into the game, so I expect something special from him.
Withers, the chip over the top. Irvine gets back. Oh, almost stolen there by Erindale College. With it is Shembry for Parramatta Marist. I don't think their coach David Dwyer would like to have that one over again. That was almost a 3rd try.
This was very, very close to another one. Shembry basically plucks it out of the air in the path of the Erindale chasers, and they would have scored if he hadn't been able to come up with that. He does well to stay in the field of play this time. They've got to stay composed. The Parramatta Marist side, they've been shell-shocked by this 10-point onslaught. And mistakes like that on the 30-metre line is not going to help.
Well, this could be the knockout blow delivered now. Adams, that long ball for Scott Knight on the inside. There may have been a Parramatta Marist hand there. There was. So tackle count restarts. Withers taken to ground. 25 out. Then Mulhall. With it is Whitehead. So lively, Daniel Whitehead. He steps a little like David Ferner. He certainly doesn't have the size just yet. He's a good mover on his feet for a back rower. Now Pipers. 5 out from the Parramatta Marist line. It's 16 points to 6. Stepping through the centre, there's plenty of defence there for Marist. Robinson, that tackle on Adams. I have another shot from dummy half. Scooped up there quickly for Mulhall. Overhead ball. Wide with Scott Knight. Stepping the winger. Hanging on to the tackle with Stafford. That is brilliant scrambling work from Parramatta Marist, and they've got the ball back.
Yeah, it was Robinson who made the tackle in the end. Scott Knight was trying to offload the football. He just back-slammed him there, lost the football. Let's have a look at this tackle now. That's a great front-on hit there from Robinson. And Risch comes up with the footy.
Well, if they do pull off some sort of miraculous victory, they may look back at that set of 6.
Yeah, that's the pivotal time in the game, isn't it? If they'd have scored there, Erindale, I don't think that they could have got beaten.
Up on the sideline is Charles Robertson from Marist. Down at the moment by 10 points. Mulhall stumbling on the pickup from his 20. Able to make 15 metres on the kick return. Up to make the tackle was DeCellis. Now with it, Damon Jeffrey. They've played their part, the 2 wingers for Erindale, Jeffrey and Brent Kite. Now Withers, that inside pass, they've opened up again. Parramatta Marist, second line of defence was there. It was DeCellis who was getting across to the right centre. Villasanti, quick hands for Adams, head for Mullins. Mullins away from power. Robinson over the top of the tackle. This is a big surge from Erindale College. Withers, that flick pass again put down by Mullins. Scooped up by Mulhall. Then from Taylor. 15 metres out, last tackle. Looking for Adams, he's about to receive it. Matthew Adams. Inside pass again with Mulhall, the left footer. Across for the winger, that is Stafford with it. Parramatta Marist survive a little longer in this match.
Maybe not for too much longer, Andrew. They are looking very tired. It's one-way traffic at the moment. And all of a sudden, the Parramatta Marist players aren't getting to the line. They're not numbering up in defence. Unless they can get some good quality possession for the next 5 or 6 minutes, I think the writing might be on the wall.
Blindside play there for Sargent. Had Gonsalves in support.
I'm saying that, but it's amazing what a good set of 6 tackles can do. Here they go, the blind through Keary. That's a good kick too. Let's just have a look at the chase now. Mulhall gets to the ball first.
Stafford's the first man there and makes the tackle. Well, probably had a chance to head across field a little there and try and find some open space. There was only 3 chasers in one line coming through. Time Sargent up in defence on Brent Kite. Here with Villasanti. Well, he loves this, a tired defensive line. Villasanti makes 20 metres for Erindale.
They've got to tighten up in the middle of the ruck there. There was plenty of space there for Villasanti. He summed it up pretty quickly there, made a 20-metre run.
Keary was left behind for Parramatta Marist. Erindale now 5 metres inside the Marist half. So they're down to 12, Parramatta Marist. They want to make the change in a hurry. They might be in the match in the space of 60 seconds as O'Connor trying to find a passage through close to the ruck. 5th tackle, Withers. Adams kicking again for the corner. I think the outside man may be offside. Jeffrey getting back his Ormine. Jeffrey has won the race for the ball. They've called him onside. Hampstead awards the try. That is the 4th try for Erindale College, and the lead is 14 points.
Well, there's a doubt here as to whether the winger is offside. You called it. Goes too wide. Let's just try and freeze it as he kicks the football there. That's the man we're looking at. I think he's okay. So play on. Tremendous speed. Parramatta Marist winger had to turn and chase. He didn't have the speed to get there. Damon Jeffrey comes up with what I think will be the match winner.
They were in all sorts of trouble out wide there too. Good option there, put through the kick. Always hard for Irvine, who's played so well for Parramatta Marist, to turn around and chase. They had the running there. Erindale, as the boys have mentioned, that'll be the ball game.
Only just forcing it, the winger Damon Jeffrey, having watched the replay, no question he was onside. Possibly right in line with the kicker, but that's okay. And Damon Jeffrey, we've given him a few raps for the work he's done in lead-up to previous tries. That time, he gets one of his own. And he had plenty to do. Another one of the Raiders' junior representative players on show. Adams, this kick. 2 from 4. Again, right from the sideline. 25 metres out. Adams' kick on its way will be well wide. The margin has opened up to 14. 44 minutes gone, 20-6 to Erindale College. Well, here at the Sydney Football Stadium for the Aussie Home Loans Cup final, an absolutely devastating burst since half-time. 3 tries to Erindale College from a 6-all scoreline. Now a 14-point lead to the boys from Canberra. The runners-up from last year. And I don't think they've finished their scoring yet. Withers and Adams really running the show. Quick hands there from Scott Knight.
And you've got a feel for this Parramatta Marist side. They haven't had any football in the second half, and what makes it worse too, the footy that they've had, they haven't had good field position. It's been all Erindale. Now they're playing with plenty of confidence. Last tackle now for Erindale.
And I'm prepared to go out on a limb. I don't think we're going to have extra time.
Big call from the 1978 Player of the Year, Peter Sterling. David Dwyer, very concerned as he should be. And a reminder, we will have the presentation of the Peter Sterling medal at full time. There were half a dozen contenders going into this match. And even allowing for a victory by Erindale College, it may still be that it's a Parramatta Marist player who wins that award. We'll find out in around 15 or 16 minutes. Parramatta Marist, can they come up with close to a length of the field try? That is what is required at this point. On their own 20-metre line. Made a few changes. Michael Egan-Hurst is out there for Parramatta Marist. Likewise, John Neaming. He was the man on the previous play, and now Egan-Hurst gets his first touch. Taken high there. He's gone in the tackle.
That was a swinging arm too. A careless tackle there.
That was high. That kept him down, right?
Let's have a look at it again. It was an enthusiastic run. Oh.
He could pick a better target. Adam Taylor, front rower. Got him right around the neck. Dropped off in the tackle, saved him a little. Marist on halfway. Short ball there for Gallagher. Taken to ground by Pipers. Now 40 metres out. HAIG wanted a blindside shot. The risk. He scored the first try of the match. Through the centre for another 10. Now 30 metres out from the Erindale line. The Parramatta Marist support crew trying to urge their schoolmates on as DeSellis is wrapped up in the tackle of Clinton Scott Knight. Daniel Irvine, then on for Power. Risk was a decoy. Robinson, wider ball there with their front rower, Kalis, who was out in the centres. Still keeping it alive. Kalis gets a second shot at the football and is wrapped up 15 metres out. Last tackle for Parramatta Marist. Haig. Bomb from Haig. Mulhall is the man at the back for Erindale College. It comes down and is loose for Marist. No restarting of the tackle count. Chance for points. This is their fullback, JEFFERY.
Oh, he's blown it. He should have thrown the football on the outside there. And Stafford would have got the try for sure. They're in all sorts of trouble, Erindale.
You were never onside. You were never onside, you. No.
To compound that, a penalty given by the Parramatta Marist side. The kick was a beauty. Plenty of pressure there. Have a look. Fullback throws to the winger. He scores.
Importantly, there was no restarting of the tackle count out of that bomb. Instead, ruling it was a Parramatta Marist hand that knocked the ball back. Erindale College in possession. 4 tries to 1. 20 points to 6. Withers, their halfback.
Andrew, you went through the players who've taken out the award. You mentioned Andrew Doonerman, who now plays for the North Queensland Cowboys. I thought at the time when I saw Doonerman running around for Toowoomba that he threw the best pass at schoolboy level that I'd seen. I've got to say the 2 halves out there for Erindale pretty much up in that category as well. Withers has just had a wow of a game. He throws a beautiful ball, and the man outside him, Matt Adams, very, very creative. Passes always find their mark, and this kid's, he's just killed him this afternoon.
There's Withers' kick covered up there by JEFFERY. That time they've got the chasers offside. The outside man, I'm not going to call it. JEFFERY's got a fair turn of speed off the mark.
Well, Erindale, they just look a little bit too organised. They're well-structured football side. They know what they're doing. As we said, the halves control the game very well. With blokes like Villasanti and that who can make 20 yards in the middle of the ruck every time they get the football.
It's the start of a big weekend of football here at the Sydney Football Stadium. This afternoon from 4 o'clock, Aaron Raper will be in action for the Parramatta Eels when they take on the North Sydney Bears. That is sudden death. Major qualifying final. Jason Smith also in action for the Eels. Well, hopefully one of the injured brigade for the Parramatta Eels. There are plenty of them. As Marist get it close to halfway, an offload there for DeSellis. And a reminder too about tomorrow, a chance to see the minor premiers in action when the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles take on the Newcastle Knights. Our coverage from 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Right now, the Aussie Home Loans Cup. Marist with Tony Robinson, then for Risk, running into the tackle of Pipers. Carries them with him, Risk, for another 15 metres. He's a Trojan horse, Anthony Risk. 15 metres out from the Erindale College line, last tackle. Slow to clear the play the ball. Comes for Tony Robinson, then for Haig. Run around with Robinson. Threads that kick, a bounce off the leg of Matt Adams and Mulhall. Errorless today, the game of the fullback and captain for this Erindale College side.
Well, I don't think it's any fluke that he's in position so much. The ball has come to him plenty of times on the bounce today. He positioned himself beautifully there. A little chip through. The idea was right. Mulhall comes up with the football.
Withers firing that pass for Scott Knight. Good front-on defence from Risk. Scott Knight, a player who can step. Didn't get a chance then. As Clendenning Fenton takes up from dummy half. That's good defence also from Kalis. Not before Clendenning Fenton had made 10 metres. Connor with Withers, then Adams. The kick on the last tackle. Gee, there's been some work for Daniel Irvine this afternoon, or at least on his wing. They've made the change out wide. That ball reaches the dead ball line, so back to the 20.
That annoys me there. You see the in-goal touch judge run in front of one of the defending players there for Parramatta Marist. The idea was to write a 2 down. You'll see him coming the shot now. Look, get out of the road. He's blowing up a treat.
That's like the Holden Precision driving team at Easter show time. Across the middle. Here's Parramatta Marist. 5 metres inside their own half to halfway. Good tackle there from Whitehead. We've wrapped him plenty of times. It's just not quite happening for Parramatta Marist right now as Haig tries to probe through. Wrapped up in the Pipers tackle. Then the ball comes for Robinson. On for Irvine. They get it wide and a chance for Jason Power. Mullins is across in defence. Well, they've been so lethal in attack that right side of Erindale. And there's a big tackle on Sargent. Even at this stage of the game, Erindale, they want to finish this one right off. HAIG, inside ball, quick kick there from Robinson. The players were offside, and in fact, they called the pass forward. Changeover. It'll be an Erindale ball. What about this tackle? Like a roach, did you love this one?
Don't know what, perfect positioning there. He's only a little man too, the boy that put it on. Whitehead it was, great tackle there front on. And this man's had a magnificent game too, Terry Martin. His work rate has been outstanding for Erindale.
We saw Todd Clark waiting on the sideline to come back in. He's sprinting on now, the hooker for Erindale College. Again, the bench players of Erindale have really put a stamp on this game. It has been a 17-man game for Erindale College, no doubts about that. Here is Withers. And on the inside was the front rower Clark. Some good defence from Marist. Forces a turnover, then an intercept for Adam Taylor. Front rower coming across.
You put that down as an intercept if someone throws the ball straight at you and you've got no choice but to catch it.
I'll give it to him. It's a front rower. It's Adam Taylor. Give him a break. Here is Scott Knight. Then able to offload. Back with O'Connor. 25 metres out from the Parramatta Marist line. Inside the final 7 minutes now of this Aussie Home Loans Cup final. Glendenning Fenton, a scurry from dummy half. 10 metres out from the line. There's another try coming. On the burst is Villasanti. They can't stop him. Villasanti scores. The fist is raised. It is a sign of victory for Erindale College. Barnstorming try from Richard Villasanti.
He's been a real handful this afternoon, hasn't he? Got a big head of steam up. Goes straight into Kalis, and Kalis has had a very good game this afternoon as well, so it's a shame that he's come up with a missed tackle late in this match, but he can be proud of his efforts. The youngster, he did very, very well to catch that football too. It wasn't an easy take under a fairly innocuous tackle there from the number 22.
Well, I was wrapped last year in Todd Payton. He went on to play first grade for the Raiders, but this guy is a lot more mobile, probably the same size, and he's done it all day, hasn't he? Tremendously powerfully built player. He just bumps out of a couple of tackles, and have a look at that. Raises the fist to the crowd. A well-deserved try there to Villasanti. An outstanding prospect. His mobility is the thing that gets me.
I can't believe this scoreline. If you'd have said to me at half-time that one of these teams were going to be in front 26 points to 6, as it's about to be with 5 minutes to go in the game, I'd have said, well, no, you're watching a different football game to the first 40 minutes I've seen.
Adams with a kick from 12 metres out. Gets one from close range and successful that kick. So the margin is now 20 points, 26 points to 6, and just on the try scorer. You really notice it's so much sweeter for the players who lost last year's final, who were members of the beaten side. Villasanti was one of them. The likes of Withers and Adams, they're really going to enjoy this.
Well, maybe schoolboy football is a little bit like first grade. Said that to win a premiership, you've probably got to be there and go through the experience. That has certainly been the case in recent years with the likes of Penrith. Erindale couldn't get the job done last year, but they'll have learnt from that, and obviously have learnt from that, and they've done it in style this afternoon.
There's a few blokes at St George who think differently. The likes of Mark Coyne, who's lost 3.
There's one at Balmain that thinks differently too.
All right, I'm completely wrong then.
Oh dear.
Peter Solis, the coach.
He'll be happy.
He's looking relaxed now. And with it is Taylor. That offload as he was back-slammed. O'Connor, nice hands from the lock forward for Martin. Then some flash play now from Erindale. Mulhall intercept there. Parramatta Marist with the ball. It was there, lock forward Gonsalves, who ended up with it. This will be the first time that Erindale College have won the schoolboy title. The first time a school from the ACT has won. 38 metres out from the Erindale line. Scored the first try of the match, Parramatta Marist. Robinson, inside ball. They've really done a job on the front rowers today. The Parramatta Marist front row hasn't been anywhere near as effective as they were in the lead-up matches. Wide ball there from Eganhurst to DeSellis.
It's not through the want of trying, Andrew. They haven't got the offloads, but they've both played pretty well for their side. Parramatta Marist have just been closed down by the good defence from Erindale. They use that sliding defence, always plenty of numbers out there. He's been great too out in the centres today for Erindale. Tremendous game from Mullins.
Get out of it.
That was on the last play, and then the ball thrown away, so Erindale get that penalty for an act of frustration from the Parramatta Marist side. Their centre Power. 26-6, last 3 minutes of the Aussie Home Loans Cup final. Restarters with Clark. John Paul II were the champions last year, defeating Erindale by 12 points to 6 as Villasanti gets another run. Oh, isn't he coming into his own against a tiring defence?
They've used him well in the replacement. He's gone off a few times and had a little bit of a rest. Used him virtually as an impact player, Villasanti. This has been a professional performance here. I can't believe the skill of a lot of these young players from Erindale. They're obviously well coached and plenty of ability. It's been an all-round performance from them.
Clark gets a run from dummy half, was ankle tapped on his way through. Last tackle, Erindale, Pipers. Loose ball there for Adams, the step away from one. Matthew Adams gets a call for an inside ball for Terry Martin. Then another pass, and comes back, and Marist at the death, able to come up with possession. But some lovely offloads from Erindale.
It's amazing what you can do when you're playing with confidence.
As Marist get a break away from inside their 20. And that was the passing blocker from this rush from Erindale College. Look at that ball.
He's done it all day too, the 11. Martin, he's had a great game for Erindale, as has plenty of other players for Erindale College. As I said, I feel a little bit sorry here for Parramatta Marist. They've just been totally outplayed.
Well, Robinson almost spun himself dizzy there with 3 spins and then an offload for Marist. Lovely pickup as Marist applies some attack late in the game. This is their fullback, Luke Shembry. Well tackled, 20 metres out. Last tackle for Marist. Gonsalves there with HAIG from 10 metres out. That grubber kick through. HAIG has regathered. A nice reward for the number 7 for Parramatta Marist. Matthew HAIG scores the try. 26 points to 10.
Yeah, and it took a little bit of individual brilliance from HAIG to get his team on the scoreboard in the second half. The bounce favoured him beautifully. And Peter Sterling mentioned a little bit earlier about the skill of both sets of halves. This is great play here from HAIG. Great individual skills. Just watch the way the ball sits up for him. They do deserve a little bit of luck. A deserved try there to the little halfback HAIG. And a consolation try there for Parramatta Marist.
Past the challenger David Mulhall on the way through. Matthew HAIG scoring Parramatta Marist's second try. It has been a story of possession and a bit of class shown also from Erindale College. It has weighed against the Parramatta cause today. Jason Power with a conversion attempt, trying to bang this one over, successful. So double figures at 26 points to 12. Final seconds of the match. There'll be no time for the restart. Erindale College are the 97 Aussie Home Loans Cup champions with a 5-tries-to-2 victory. The runners-up from last year, they now have their moment. Peter Solis, the successful coach. Lincoln Withers played a big role, their number 7. He is our Aussie Home Loans player of the match among a host of top performers for Erindale College. 5 tries, Whitehead, Mullins, Withers, Jeffrey and Villasanti. Adams landed 3 goals, and for Parramatta Marist, Risk and HAIG the try scorers. HAIG and also Power landing the goals. So celebrations for the boys from Canberra. We'll take a short break. In a moment we will have our Aussie Home Loans Player of the Year. That will be the Peter Sterling medal. And we will have the presentation of the Aussie Home Loans Cup to the Erindale College players. 26 points to 12, the full-time score. Welcome back to the Sydney Football Stadium. The players are waiting the presentation here. It has been their moment. Erindale College, the champions, winning the final by 26 points to 12 over Parramatta Marist. We've revealed Lincoln Withers as player of the match in this one. 2 points today to the 5'8" Matthew Adams, and 1 point to the second row of Villasanti, Richard Villasanti, who scored one barnstorming try in that second half. But right now we will cross to centre stage where Brad Levy will take up the presentation and the awarding of the Peter Sterling medal.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful final between two outstanding rugby league teams, with Erindale College emerging victorious over Parramatta Marist in the inaugural Aussie Home Loans Cup in only their second appearance in the league's national schoolboy competition. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to put your hands together for both teams on an outstanding effort this afternoon? Joining me on stage to make the presentations, the Chairman of the New South Wales Rugby League, Mr. Warren Lockwood, Mr. John Simon, Managing Director of Aussie Home Loans and former international, now with the Nine Network, Mr. Peter Sterling. Ladies and gentlemen, Warren Lockwood.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed an excellent final of Schoolboy Rugby League in a very prestigious competition, the Aussie Home Loans Cup. Both teams are to be congratulated on making today's final. There were 443 schools throughout New South Wales and Queensland that entered this cup this year, and today we've seen the top two schools. To the runners-up, Marist High, our congratulations. To reach today's final is a great achievement, and you should be very proud of your efforts. To the winners, Erindale College, our sincere congratulations on being the Aussie Home Loans champions for 1997. I would like to take this opportunity also to thank Aussie Home Loans for their generous support and sponsorship of the Cup. Aussie Home Loans have proven to be innovative leaders in the home loan market and in the community. This is clearly demonstrated in their support for Australian Rugby League. I'm also delighted to say that the Aussie Home Loans will be sponsoring this competition through until the end of the 1999 season. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the two teams.
Thank you very much, Warren. And now to present the Peter Sterling Medal for the 1997 Aussie Home Loans Cup Player of the Year, would you please welcome Peter Sterling.
It gives me great pleasure to announce that the winner of this year's medal, and maybe it is some small consolation after this afternoon, is the Parramatta Marist captain, Greg Keary.
Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Erindale College on a great performance today. They were a better team on the day, and well done. I'd like to congratulate my own team, because you don't win an award like this with many great players around you, and any one of them could have been worthy winners. Thank you.
Congratulations, Greg, and now thanks once again to Peter Sterling. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to present the 1997 Aussie Home Loans Cup, it's my pleasure to call upon the Managing Director of Aussie Home Loans, Mr. John Simon.
Ladies and gentlemen, players, we've witnessed a fantastic game today. I'd like to congratulate both teams, Marist Brothers and Erindale, and a big congratulations to Erindale, runners-up last year and winners of our first Aussie Home Loans Cup for 1997. Aussie Home Loans is committed to promoting the Australian Rugby League. We're excited about sponsoring the Schoolboys Rugby League, and I really hope that this is the first of many Aussie Home Loans finals for years to come. So we're committed, we'll stick with it, and we'll really hope that a lot of these schoolboys go on. You see Peter Sterling and a lot of others go on to bigger and better things. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Would now like to pull on the captain of the Erindale College team, David Mulhall, to come forward to accept the Aussie Home Loans Cup from John Simon and Warren Lockwood.
Well, David Mulhall going up to receive the Aussie Home Loans Cup. That is where we will have to leave our coverage. Wide World of Sport's coming up next, but Erindale worthy champions of the 97 Aussie Home Loans Cup. A great moment of jubilation for them. Plenty more football coming up this week.